All right. Happy Sunday, everybody. Big waves out there. Good to see you, man. I see everybody jumping on in different locations around the U.S. and parts of the other countries. We're so glad to have you. And maybe you're coming in live tonight, or maybe you might be catching this on my YouTube channel or other places, maybe in the recording. But we are super happy to have you on. And I just want to tell my moderators tonight, feel free to jump on if my connection, I'm traveling, so sometimes the connection's hit or miss, but I'm grateful for you. I tell you what, I do not take it for granted that you take time out each and every Sunday evening to jump on these calls. And we do this, it's kind of like the coaches Zoom. We do it up Sunday, same time, same place. And really it's to bring on other people from the field that's getting it done, that's making things happen. And it's also to kind of just give you some nuggets, hopefully, that you can draw from to apply to your business, because maybe you're like me. You know, almost a decade ago, I was a high school football coach, man. I had never done this industry before. And I found this industry, I was $20,000 in credit card debt. So I found this industry to try to create me a side income. And I didn't know what I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know what I was doing. And thank goodness I had people that was willing to share, willing to take me under their wing, willing to coach me, willing to give me nuggets that could help me. And today I look up and I've been blessed in this industry to earn millions of dollars. I've watched so many other people create and turn this into a full-time income. I've watched so many lives transform with their health. That, this is just my way, whether it's 2 people on or 200 people on, it's just my way to kind of give back, and that's why I do this. And I'm so fortunate and grateful that people jump on and offer up support. And tonight we got a special guest. I'm going to introduce him in just a little bit, from Bruton, Alabama, kind of my southern brother, since I'm from North Alabama, up around Florence. So, and if you don't know if you're from Canada and you're going, I don't know where that's at, it's okay. It's not a destination place. So, at least Florence, Alabama's not. So, welcome. And, I first want to kind of kick this off tonight because we've got a lot going on. And sometimes, I say this a lot, but sometimes new people or people that's never done this industry before, there's so much happening. It's almost like you can't see the individual trees for the forest. Like so much is coming at you. So much is coming at you. Here's what I want you to do. Just take a big, deep breath and realize you're very blessed, as well as me, to be in a company that is changing, that is being disruptive in an industry, that's making a paradigm shift in an industry that other companies in the future will turn and they will try to use our model to grow their business. It's really a special time. I always use Apple for an example, but today there's phones that are still trying to catch up with Apple. They're using their footprint to lead the business that they're trying to follow. And tonight, I just want you to understand that all the things that are going on, just take time to plug into what relates to you. Okay? Man, yesterday I was on a great call with the CEO, Brent Willis. And he laid out some vision for the future. I challenge you to go back and watch that. But maybe you're tuning into Tammy Motby and maybe some of the things that she's doing. Maybe it's her, launching with Erica Vandermeer, still working on her last name, but working with their team in South Africa. But my challenge to you is to find people you can relate to and tune into them. That's the power of having a company that is growing and moving. And so I want you to think about that, because there's so many people right now that's coming on and they're giving things that can help us all grow a business here. But we're going to move right into this weekend. I don't know where you're at. I know if you're in Canada, I know you're going to be tuning in live, but our Evolve event coming up in Fort Worth, Texas, I just want to talk to you just a little bit tonight about that, okay? Because it really is going to be a special event. I challenge you, if you're anywhere within driving distance, if you haven't decided to go, just turn it loose. It's really what happened to me, okay? Really what happened to me almost a decade ago is I made a decision to show up to an event in Texas, just like the event that we're launching on Friday and Saturday. I showed up. The company was right on the start of a momentum shift. And I left that event with 3 other buddies of mine that went with me. A couple of buddies. We came back. The next event, our team was over 400 people. I look back in my life and I go, what if I would have let something keep me from that event? Because all of our plates are full. Like, we live in a fast-paced life. So all of our plates are full. But I promise you this, where this company is going, if you'll just take that sliver of time and figure out a way to get there, you never know the impact. You never know the ripple. So I want to, first of all, I want to welcome everybody to Friday night. If you're in Fort Worth, Texas on Friday night after our event, we are going to host anybody that comes a social after the event. We will have food. We'll have beverages, water, drinks that you can have. But bottom line is you'll probably be starving, hungry. We will have food for you at that event. We've got a suite, and we will put out the details on RX Nation and MOA Challenge Friday, where you'll know exactly where to go to. So you're all welcome. If you're in Fort Worth, Texas, you're absolutely welcome to this social on Friday night, and it will start immediately following the event on Friday, okay? So just wanted to put that out there, mark it, put it down on your calendar. It will be a lot of people up there, a lot of networking opportunities for you to connect with people. And then I want to remind everybody that on Saturday, bring $10 with you, okay? Because we're going to have a lunch, a box lunch for everybody, open to everybody. And the event on Saturday is so action-packed that, to be honest, you won't want to leave. So just breaking out, grabbing your box lunch, it's going to cost like $10. Everything will be included. That would be the best bet for you, okay? So just remember, it's $10 cash. So I want to give everybody a heads up. And if you can, kind of filter that through your team as well as our special event on Friday night. So, and then I also want to remind everybody, Lucem, I believe, is the new skincare line. If somebody raises their hand, they want to pronounce that for me, that'd be great. I'll tell you this, I'm a part of the Partners Council with RX. And the ladies that have been using this skincare line, testing it out, all I can tell you is it's a wow factor for them. Every time they talk about it, I don't really know what they're talking about in skincare, but I will tell you this, they are like glowing inside to be launching this skincare line on, I believe, Saturday. So here's the thing, it's going to be special pricing for Saturday. So be prepared for that. Remember, we now accept PayPal as a company. So kind of be prepared. I don't know what the pricing will be or what the skincare line will be, but that it will be a special pricing for the event. Speaking of special pricing, I want to move over to loyalty shopping because everybody, I just want to keep everybody aware of what's going on, okay? Right now in loyalty shopping, we've got 2 things that's running that you can take part in loyalty shopping. MOA and Benali is going on right now. And also in loyalty shopping, as you can see, the Purity Home Detox. A lot of people going back to school, a lot of things like that. You can get it individually, or you can get it in a 5-pack. Again, the home detox, and I'll move back to the MOA and I use the home detox all the time as I travel. I just keep a bottle in my truck. It's awesome to travel with, but also the MOA and Vanali, I use it every day. And it's just, we're getting to that time of year where our immune system, we want to build it up. We want to build it up. We want it to be packed, ready for the fall of the year. This right here gives you the opportunity, heavily discounted in loyalty shopping. So just want to kind of bring that up to you. Keep everybody informed. I always want to do that on Sunday night to let everybody know, because our people, as I travel from time to time, go, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was in loyalty shopping. So this is a great venue to get the word out. Okay. So tonight I actually talked to him this morning, and I want to go back about a week ago, a little over a week ago now, it might be a week and a half. I had the privilege of going to Andalusia, Alabama, and to spend an evening with David Daugherty and Jerry Hawsey, and was just really blown away with just being around them, seeing their heart, seeing their team, spending time with them. And here's the thing you got to know, is the people you're going to hear from on these calls are people that are building, they're getting it done. They can shed light on what it takes because they're doing it. Right, I'm going to bring on Jerry to jump on with me tonight. Jerry, thank you for joining us tonight. And I had a blast in Andalusia with you and David and the team. And congratulations on what you guys are doing right now in Alabama, but outside of Alabama, all over the place. Y'all are growing like crazy. You're enrolling new reps, enrolling new customers. You're getting the word out about this new age RX thing that nobody knows our name. So it's pretty easy to get the word out right now. But I want to bring you on because your story is impactful. And I want to, before I bring you on, I want to kind of put this out there, because I've been at this for a while now in this industry. And I watch new people come on. And they're excited for a week. Some of them's excited for a month. But if things don't go their way in their first 90 days, I see a lot of people in this industry that go, all right, I'm taking my ball and going to a new court. See, one of the things that we've done, this is a coaching Zoom, so I keep it real. Okay, if you want, this is real. This is real. But one of the things we've done in America today is we've perfected quitting. If we don't like the way it goes, we'll go join something else. We'll go do something else. And what I love about your story, Jerry, and the reason you're on tonight, and I wanted you to share with everybody, is because when I heard your story, when I was around you at the event, when I saw your team growing, everybody could go right now, man, he's just lucky. He's just lucky. I wanted to hear your story because you're successful. Your construction company is done really well, but you kind of got a different twist here. So I'm going to turn it to you and let you share with everybody what you shared with me.
Okay. Hey, glad to be on. Hello to everybody. Can everybody hear me okay? All right, good deal. Hey, real quick before I start my story, Brent, I've always found out that the luckiest people were always the hardest working people. It's just synonymous how that goes together. Those guys that turn over rocks find things every once in a while. So, but you got to be turning the rocks over. Again, thanks for having me on. I'm a 53-year-old business owner. I have my own little construction company here in South Alabama. And by the way, for you guys up in Canada, if you'd like to know where Bruton is, if you can picture where this hurricane's about to hit, right up there above, across the Alabama line in Florida, in the Florida Panhandle. That's where the little town Bruton is. So if you know where Pensacola, Florida is, Pensacola, Florida is or Bruton is directly above Pensacola right there. So that's where I'm at. You know, Brent, you and I talked this morning, and some of the things I shared with you, I'm going to share again. I own my own company. I stay busy. You know, we're blessed that I don't have to advertise for work. So joining a network marketing company, wasn't because I was, at least back then, because I was burnt out on my career. I just really wanted to make a little more money. I mean, the God's honest truth is, I live in a small town. There's 6,200 residents in Bruton, Alabama. I work on residential homes mostly. So there's only so much work that I can do. So there's kind of a ceiling to the income that I can make. And I can make okay money living in Bruton, Alabama, doing what I do. But there's the ceiling that's there. And I didn't want a ceiling on that. So network marketing, to me, took me out of a zip code, so to speak. I don't just market and grow my business in 36426 South Alabama. I grow my business in the UK. I grow my business in Huntsville, Alabama. I've got business in Michigan. Hope to have a business all over the world. So for me to go out and get a little more, maybe not a lot, I'm not greedy, but to get a little more, I needed a vehicle that would offer me no ceiling. And so that's why I chose network marketing, why I chose this company. My coach, Todd Rowland, I told you the story this morning that when he first told me about this particular company, I got online and looked at it and saw that it was a vitamin company. And I'd never taken a Flintstone vitamin in my whole life. So I really wasn't interested. But I knew that him and 12 other people were researching the best company out there. And so he called me, convinced me that I needed to get in. And the first thought that came to my mind was wisdom is found in the counsel of many. And so I did. I joined. And that was years ago, 7 years ago. And, something else that you and I talked about this morning, for about 120 days, about 4 or 5 months when I first got in, I worked at it. I mean, I worked at it hard. And I got in a car accident. A couple of things happened, and it took my focus off of my business, my RX business. Plus, my construction company was taken off. And you know what you do? You focus on the things that feed the family right then. And so that's what I did. But I looked it up a while ago before I got on. And by the way, I took a several year lull away from the business, not out of the business, still getting an active auto ship, helping people when they needed help. But I took my focus off of the business and put it back on my construction business. But I looked it up, Brent, I made hundreds of paychecks on Friday for that 120 days worth of work that I did when I first got in. Now, my business is growing more now because I am putting more effort into it when I can. It's really starting to compound now. I told somebody the other day, it's like a snowball. When it's rolling down the mountain, not only does it get bigger, it gets bigger faster as it goes down. So that's kind of how my business has been compounding out. But, to go back to what I was talking about just a minute ago, the investment, a job to me is where you trade your time for the money they're going to give you for the time you gave. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, most everybody on this call probably has a job of some kind. But I wanted to make an investment with my time, something that would pay me dividends down the road. And the only thing that I thought I could do to make that work for me and my family was residual income through network marketing. So that's why I chose what I chose, and that's why I'm here tonight. So what else can I say? You got a question for me?
Absolutely, I do. And the reason to me that's really big is most people come to this industry and they're doing this part-time. But if you could, whatever you do, if you just lock in, see, Jerry locked in on the product side, started using the products, started becoming a product of the product. And even though something took him away from here, a car accident, work, he stayed engaged when it came to being a product of the product. And it brought him back here when everything started lining up. Jerry, two things. I got a question for you on the product side in a minute.
Okay.
Well, maybe I need to ask that right now.
Okay.
So you told me when I was in Andalusia, David, now if somebody wants to know about drops, I can tell them. The slenderized. Well, let me tell you. Raise your hand. It's okay if you're not, but if you don't mind raising your hand, who does not use the drops on here? It's okay if you don't. I'm just asking. We're talking about using the slenderized drops. So Jerry, talk to us just a little bit about so the time away, obviously you kept using the products and you became a product of the product. What about the drops for you? What did they do, or what have you seen, or what could you give us tonight that makes us want to go, man, I'm glad I'm on those?
Yeah, probably but I told you guys I've never taken a Flintstone vitamin in my entire life, so I was the most anti-supplement person you can imagine. But and I wasn't interested really in learning about them. But I went to the very first meeting we went to in Atlanta, and they had this new product to the company, Slenderize. My sister, who lives in just above Montgomery, Prattville, Alabama, I knew she was trying to lose some weight. So when I left the meeting, I took a box of those drops by my sister, and I said, please, Donna, try these. I want to see if they work. I didn't think I needed to lose any weight. I was about 25, 30 pounds overweight, but I was okay with it, And my sister started immediately losing weight. So what happened, the Reader's Digest of this is my immediate family, me, my wife, my sister, my mom, my brother-in-law, my dad, we lost a combined total of 268 pounds over the course of about 6 months. My mom wound up losing 84 pounds. So, man, I instantly became a believer in the drops. And I knew early, I had told you this morning again, when I first started building my business, all I did was preach the pay plan. And turns out you don't make pay in this company till you move products through your business. So I had to refocus my business plan there. But I really, I decided I got to find somebody that I can put out there to be a cheerleader for the drops and help them. So I started coaching. Brent, I probably should have been a coach. Every time I take a spiritual giftings test, it tells me that I should have been. But so I just started coaching a few people. I was fortunate that being good friends with Todd, that anytime he was going anywhere to an event or what, he'd make a place for me in the car, and I'd go with him. And I got to sit under some lessons and some tutorials from Deanna Latson personally, from her and Dr. Ray Strand, and really learn the nuances of how these drops work. And, for a quick explanation, if for anybody that doesn't know, Slenderized drops were not initially designed to be a weight loss product. They were designed to be a hormone stabilizer for women. The University of Florida did a case study, a true clinical trial with over 9,000 women. And they noticed there was, at the end of the clinical trial, there was 2 positive side effects. Number 1, that did help balance the hormones. And number 2, women that were carrying a little extra weight tend to shed a few pounds. So they did a second clinical trial. And they made this one a little more, I guess, diet oriented, and included men in it. And there was a couple of other products, Omegas and, Rejuvenex, Restorix, and vitamins and minerals. The participants in this clinical trial lost 3 times as much weight as they did in the first clinical trial. And that's how the drops the Slenderize became our flagship weight loss product. So if you didn't know that, now you know. That's how we wound up with Slenderize. And you should, if you follow the program, you should lose a half to a third pound a day. I can tell you with our group over in Andalusia that you saw, we were in the middle of that weight loss contest that we were doing over there. Most of our people were losing 2/3 to 3/4 of a pound a day. And that comes with coaching, staying with these people and checking on them and making sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. But there's really, I tell everybody, there's 3 things to do. you got to take the drops. They don't work in your purse. They don't work in the console of your car. They don't work on the bathroom vanity. They work when you put them under your tongue. The second thing is stay away from bad carbohydrates, or follow the approved food list would be another way of saying that. And third, just drink a lot of water. Just if you'll do those three things, I got $100 bill. I'll bet anybody that you're going to start losing weight. And, you know, and it starts to happen immediately. But, you know, one of the things we find out though, Brent, is people start feeling better. You know, guys have hormones too. And, so it does help to bring balance in the body when you take the drops. And we just, so many testimonies from so many people that'll follow the program. So I've got a ton of information on the drops, but we need to keep this kind of quick. So,
no, Jerry, that's perfect. And obviously Kim Gray is just blowing it up. So proud of her and fortunate, you know, to have gotten to spend some time with her down when I was there. And I know she, I think it's what, 80 plus pounds now.
She's right at 80 pounds right now.
Yeah. She just posted a picture today about going to Texas and just seeing that. I mean, it's just an awesome proof. And, you know, I know people ask her all the time, and she's now mentoring other people. It's a way to pay it forward. And to think that you went back and you started there with those, and the ripple effect that it's turned into is just a testament really to what this can be for any of us in our communities, that because we got a company most places they've never heard of. So you got a tremendous opportunity. Last question, Jerry.
Okay.
And thank you for your time. You're laser focused right now. You talked about, I mean, full-time business, contractor, building residential homes. But now you've also know, and you've been around the industry enough to know we're at the right time.
Very
And you
much
told
so.
me today, you said I'm laser focused now. And I know what that means for people. It means I can see this becoming my number one income source. Contracting might become your number two in a year or two. Why are you most excited right now? You know, just go with it for a second. Like, why right now, somebody that's busy, owns their own company, why for you are you like, I know it's the time, I got to get laser focused and go?
Yeah, for me, and I'll touch on a couple of parts here, but for me personally, you know, timing is everything. It could be the best opportunity in the world, and if timing's not good for you, you're going to either pass or fold or, you know, have to check out. Timing is good for me now. That construction company that I started that I really, really wanted to do, man, I have found out there are just too many headaches. You know, I'm 53 years old. I don't like babysitting grown people anymore. And it's gotten to where it's so hard to get and keep good help. Brent, I have the keys to 30 or 40 houses in Bruton, Alabama. People tell me to run by my house and can you check this? And they trust me. And there's not a lot of trustworthy employees out there anymore that I could say, hey, can you do this? So the liability of that I share with the company that I grew is more than I want to bear the older that I get. So timing for me is good. Wanting to get away from some of the liability that's there, wanting a higher ceiling for income earnings. And the other thing is, man, I just learned that helping people is really fun. It really is. It's satisfying. It's fun. There's a lot of energy in it. Yeah, it's a people business too, and you have people that whine and moan and groan. But move on to the next one. But as far as where I see this company, what makes me really excited and more laser focused is what this company is doing right now and the direction that it's headed. I've been fortunate enough to meet all the owners. I got to meet Brent Willis out in Salt Lake a couple of a month or so ago. I believe with my whole heart, and I know you do as well, Brent. This company's going to multiple billions of dollars. and nobody's heard of it. Well, I don't know. You might have to go study up on this or what you might need to do. But in my mind, it's like, I'll just say it like this. It's like catching the wave, and you get to ride the wave. The wave is the energy, and it's carrying you now instead of you trying to build the wave yourself. So, I've been blessed the last year or so. My business has started to compound out. When you wind up with a couple of hundred reps in your business and you got several dozen that are starting to do something, it begins to build. And I can just see my business now in a way that I couldn't see it maybe 18 months ago. And I like the direction that it's going. And and the other thing, Brent, real quick, is it's the freedom that comes with that. I mean, I look at people like you. You've been successful in network marketing. Again, when you chose it, you had no idea that it would take you where it's taking you. Todd Rowland is one of my best friends. And I've seen the lifestyle, and I don't mean the life of luxury. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if he wants to fly to Virginia to watch his son play football, he just flies to Virginia and watches his son play football. And that's not vain. That's just being a great dad, a great parent that chose an industry that could afford him to do that. And that's what I want. I want those freedoms as well, not just for me, but for my family. And I want to help everybody that I can that's in my business to attain that as well. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Hey, no, that's perfect. And that's what I want here. You did like exactly. And we didn't even script this, right? So nope. I'll pay you in Texas. I'll give you some money in Texas. Now, because it's just real, Jerry. It's just real. We're not perfect in this industry. We're not perfect, but it is a better way. It is a better path. And if people knew that the key to this is sticking and staying,
That's it. That's it right there. Staying. I wasn't laser focused to get my business to where it is. I just didn't quit. I didn't quit. And again, I made hundreds of paychecks when I wasn't really doing anything to deserve them other than that little window that I worked, but I didn't quit. And I'll say this, we talked about Kim just a minute ago, and this will be the best piece of advice that I can give anybody that wants to grow this business part-time. Just talk about it. Always look for the opportunity to share this business with somebody. You don't know how many people might be looking for what you're trying to tell them as well. And that's exactly how I met Kim. I didn't know Kim Gray. I've never met her in my life. She lives 20 minutes from me. Her brother owns a gun shop. I bought lots of guns from her brother, but I didn't know that they were brother and sister. And her daughter worked at a bank that I do my banking business with and had migraines. And I offered her some Benali and some suggestions on stop eating some of the sugary things she was eating, and it worked. And she knew that I was the weight loss guy in Bruton. And she asked me would I meet her mom. And on the next Sunday night, I met her mom. And y'all get to hear the story out in Texas, so I'm not going to ruin it. But that's how I met Kim, by talking to her daughter about migraines at a bank teller window. So always be willing to share. What we have is not embarrassing. It helps tremendous amount of people. Our industry, it's not embarrassing. I was talking to somebody a little while ago, and they were with Todd at a meeting last week, and some people had to get up and leave, and somebody that was sitting on another table looked at one of the people that's meeting and said, "Don't fall for that crap, that network marketing pyramid crap. It ain't crap. It's a legitimate. Listen, if it's got a legitimate product or service, and they pay you when you move products, it's a legitimate business. So just stick with it, guys. Stick with it. It'll go somewhere. I promise you.
Stick and stay. Stick and stay. Jerry, thanks for being on tonight. And that leads me to my next part. Can't wait to see you in Texas, you and the team, and so excited about what y'all are doing out there. And what I love about the culture of this company is we're all doing it together. This company has really, the culture of the leadership from Todd Rowland and all across the board, They blurred the lines of sponsorship. You know what? How about we just build the biggest company? How about that? How about we just help each other? Isn't that nice? Isn't that what our world needs? It's just a bunch of people finding more people that just want to help each other. And it's not all about if it makes me money, or if it makes you money, or blah, 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 blah. The biggest compliment somebody said the other day about this company is they said, you know what? I never hear anybody talk about their upline, their downline, their sideline. I said, isn't that nice? That's when you know you're in the right culture with the company, right? Because that's not a norm. That's not something that's just given in this industry. Jerry, did you want to add something to that? I see you unmuted.
No, I'm just going to echo that. I mean, that I can honestly say that I've met some of the best friends that I have, my wife and I have, because of this company and this industry. And they're willing to help and to share. It's just been amazing, an amazing group. And, you know, it's because you attract the people, the energy that you, I'm not speaking about, you know, zodiac stuff here or anything, but the positive energy that you put off, you attract those kinds of people to your life, I think. And that's why we have such a great group of people, because of people like Todd and yourself, you know, they get out there and hustle and are full of energy and life and like to encourage and work with folks. So excited to be a part of this.
Yes, birds of a feather do flock together. There's no doubt about it. And we're doing that in this company. And I want to leave you with this. And again, thank you, Jerry. I spent some time with Brent Willis last week on a phone call, personal time. And if you don't know, Brent Willis is our new CEO of New Age RX. And I spent some time with him. And I spent some time individually with Mark Wilson on the phone, which is our president of New Age RX. And they were talking about the growth. And I want you to listen to this as we end, okay? And they were talking about the growth, the possibility, and they said of where they're laser focused. And they said, we're about a $500 million right now. We're about $550 million in revenue right now, with the combination of New Age and RX coming together, making New Age RX. And in the next 3 years, our goal is to take this company to $2.5 billion. Because when you take a company like that to $2.5 billion, you're looking at, you know, a major growth curve, a major momentum shift. You're looking at the stock going from where it is now to possibly trending up to a goal of being a $50 stock, you know, not making any claims. I'm just saying, you know, that type trend in the market. So both of those people said, right time, right place to be here. And I look at everybody on this Zoom tonight and I go, we're all sitting in a company. We're all sitting in a company right now that's a $550 million company. But for most of us in North America, no one knows our name. It's kind of like being in a $550 million startup. That's a pretty good place to be. Okay? Cash rich, the ability to expand the market, the ability to bring products to the marketplace that, like Jerry said, makes a result. And when people can get transformations, it's easier to grow a business. Now, here's the thing. Stay with me here, okay? We can all go buy stock right now, whatever we can afford. Maybe it's 10 shares, 100 shares, you know, I think it closed out like $1.84. But how do I get it in? I say we can get it in the wash and we can get it in the rinse, right? But this strategy, they said, you know, probably $1 billion to $1.5 billion of that $2.5 billion is going to come from organic growth. And both Brent Willis and Mark Wilson told me, they said, Brent, if all the reports, all the business analysts out there today are saying that, and it hasn't always been this way, okay, that word of mouth of friends and family is becoming the acceptable practice of wanting to make purchases. Understand what I'm saying? That's never been the case in our industry. But today, because of where the world is, because of where health and wellness is in our world, $2.4 trillion, because of direct to the consumer is now the norm. And if companies are not figuring out a way to get their products to the consumer, they're behind times. Making money from home. How can I monetize sharing with my friends and family and community and town and state and expanding it? Has never been at a higher form. Stay with me here now. So if $1.5 billion are going to be created in organic growth, and we're all sitting in North America where no one knows our name, how do I ensure my big piece of the pie? So you're sitting there right now, maybe you're a coach, or maybe you're a stay-at-home mom, and you're going, I want that. I want my piece. You're looking at somebody tonight that never did this industry. 15 years ago, I was not in this industry. So how do you get your piece? I'm going to tell you. And some people are going to do it on this Zoom, and unfortunately, some won't. I don't know why. When you can look at all that, someone would say, you know what? I'm not going to do it. But I don't want to take that course and try to figure that out. Here's what I would do. I would say I highly recommend that you do what I'm about to say. And you've heard it. And if you're new, here's the blueprint. Make a list of everybody you can possibly think of. And if you've made a list, go back to that list and realize that every 6 months, things change in people's lives. You just heard from one tonight. See, Jerry, things are different today than what they were 6 months, a year, 2 years ago. So go back and grab that list, because that list today in a company that we got our hands on, that's your $1 million ticket. And you go, okay, I got the list. Once you got the list and you're plugging in, here's the thing. Start contacting those people and pique their interest. We've got a video right now called, Now's the Time. It's won like major awards. It's in the RX Connect app. You can go to the RX Experience. It's a website I've got. You can pull it from there. But it talks about the times we're in. Maybe you show them that video. Maybe you pique their interest with the Be Transformed video. Maybe you pique their interest by going, Ronnie, listen, knowing what you know today, if you could go back 20 years, would you have got some of that Apple stock? And Ronnie goes, heck yeah. And I go, I got my hands on something that is that big or bigger. We need to talk. Or maybe it's piquing interest like Jerry did with Kim, and said, let me give you this. I think it could help. And she saw a result. I don't know what the interest piquer is for you and everybody on your list, but you got the tools and the sizzle out there to just share it. Okay? Raise your hand if that makes sense. I just want to make sure I'm not, because piquing a person's interest, and then here's what happens. Just like Kim Gray, her interest got piqued. She used the products, and a result happened. Now, whenever that interest gets piqued, just connect that person with third-party synergy. Here's what I mean. Don't try to muscle this thing by yourself. Don't try to be out there doing this on your own. When you've got that list, okay, can everybody have a list? Raise your hand. Just either you got it or you're going to make it. Like, or you're going to revisit it. And then just start sharing. Just start calling them up. Maybe for this person, it's video one. Maybe for this person, it's the Be Transformed. Maybe for this person, it's now's the time. Maybe it's a product offering. Pique their interest. And then the ones that are interested at that point, connect them with a third party. If you ask Jerry right now how many times he's connected people to Todd Rowland, he would tell you a bunch.
A bunch.
But if you ask David Doddard how many times he's connected people to Jerry, he would say a bunch. If you ask Kim Gray how many times she's connected somebody to Jerry, a bunch. So my question to you is, who's your third party person here that when you get somebody interested, you can connect them to so that you can share the plan with them, so that you can show the whole story of this new age RX and what's going on. Does that make sense? That is the key to getting all you want here. Now, if you go outside of that and you try to muscle your way, it's going to be hard. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be hard if you're going to do it by yourself. If you're trying to do this without a list, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a challenge for you. But I promise you this, if you'll do that right there, you'll start building a business right now in the perfect time, the perfect place, that sweet spot in this company as we move it to multiple billions of dollars. And there's going to be a lot of you on here that in the next 6 months, 12 months, we're going to have on this call because you did it. This industry doesn't discriminate against race, color, education. It doesn't care. It's all about how you're willing to hustle. I could give you war stories on my journey over the last 10 years, over the last decade almost in this industry. I could tell you a lot of good, bad, ugly. None of that matters. You know what? Because we all got those stories. Here's what matters. What am I going to go get today? What am I going to go get today? And am I going to stick and stay long enough to make it happen? I believe that if we all lock arms like we're doing right now, we continue to stay plugged in, we continue to support each other, we're going to attract birds of a feather from all over the world that are like-minded, just like us. And we're going to change a lot of lives with their health. And we're going to change a lot of lives in people's finance. And we're going to see a company that soars to the top of this industry. That's what you're in right now. So put a big smile on your face and sleep well tonight. But get up tomorrow and go after that list. Go after that list because now's the time. Guys, we appreciate you. We love you. We're grateful for you. Again, Jerry, thanks for being on tonight. I'll see you in Texas. Guys, have a great Sunday, and let's go rock this week.
I enjoyed it, guys.